In this video, I'll be teaching you how to create slides. Now, before I proceed, let's discuss what slides are. Slides often contains text, images, graphics, and other visual elements to convey information. In other words, to pass information from one person to another person. It is mainly used for presentations, hosting live classes, and also online teaching. So, as an online tutor or even a digital marketer, you will need to create slides like this so that you can use it to teach or pass information to your students or clients or prospects. The different applications used in creating slides are Google Slides and Zoho for smartphone users, while for laptop users, you can use Microsoft PowerPoint. I'll be illustrating how to do this using each of these tools for smartphone users so that you can be able to do it by yourself. The very first thing to do is to download the applications from Google Play Store. That is for smartphone users. Now let me go to my Google Play Store. This is it. I arranged everything in one folder, and these are Google folders. I'm going to go to Play Store. The first app I made mention of was Google Slide. I'll search for it, Google Slides. Now you can see it. I already have it on my phone. So it is not showing download, but it's showing update. So let me just update it. But in your own case, if you don't have this application on your phone, what you would see is download, and you have to click on download. So let's wait for it to update. So I'll open Google Slides. This is how my own account looks like because I've been using this for presentations before now. Okay, I've done several presentations with it, not just one, not just two. That's why you're saying this. These are different folders of different slides I have. You watched how to create slides. I actually use Google Slide to do that presentation you watched earlier. So, but in your own case, you click on plus, then new presentation. After doing that, a new slide like this would open. Now, what you have to do here is to put whatever topic you want to discuss in your slides. Let's take, for example, I want to discuss on a science topic called wave. I just deleted that element. I'm going to start typing. Now, when you click on this now, this keyboard icon would come up. So let me click on wave. Let me type wave, sorry. Wave is the topic I want to discuss here. So I need to bold this because this is a topic I'll be discussing. I can actually increase the font size by clicking on this icon. Let me increase it to 48. Then I can change the format. It's currently in Arial. I can change it to anything I want to, depending on you. Let me leave it at, let me just leave it at this one to make the work unique. You can use italics, you can do this, you can just do anything depending on what you want your slide to look like. So it is as easy as that. So I'm done with the first slide, and the first slide is wave. That's the topic. Even the first, I just made it bigger, and let me put it at the center. Now, after that, you can create another slide to add different subtitles you'll be discussing in that topic. Now, what I want to do here is I actually want to add the outlines of what I'll be talking about. So I'll be talking about the definition of wave. This is a slide I'm currently preparing. Then I would also be discussing, I think I've already written this outline somewhere. Let me just go to where I drafted it out. So you can be doing your research and also be putting the information you want to talk about. I actually use my WhatsApp to do a brief notes on that. So let me paste it here. So I'll be talking about the definition of wave. I'll also be discussing the types of wave. This is just simple editing. It's not difficult. Even a young child can master this thing. Examples of wave. So the first one is definition of wave. Types of wave was the next one. And the last but not the least is an example of each type. Example of each. I can actually make it unique by adding this, and I want it to be by the side, then I would have something like this. So when you're doing your presentation, you just talk about what you want to, you just talk about it. Let me now explain what each of these icons you are seeing here are used for. This other arrow pointing to the left is for undo. Let's say, for example, I want to undo something. You click on that arrow to undo whatever you want to undo. Okay? As you're saying, now I now click on it to redo. So you can see that it took me back to the previous stuff. So that's exactly what you can use that tool to do. Then, if you want to add new elements, you can use this plus icon. And what can you add? You can add text, new text, you can add images, you can add shapes, you can add lines, you can add tables, you can also add links, but will not need any of those tools for now. Let me take it back to where it was. We'll not need any of those tools for now. I'm trying to format this so that it would look presentable and try as much as possible to make your work very neat. So the first slide is wave. That's the topic I'll be discussing. Now the second one is the outline. You can actually put outline as a title, but I want to leave it like this. So wave is the topic I'll be discussing. And under wave, we'll be talking about the definition of wave, types of wave, and also examples of wave, of each types of wave. I'll add another slide. Remember, the first thing I'll be discussing is definition of wave. So let me include that. Definition of wave. I want to increase the boldness of that title. Then I'll drag it up. So the definition will be on the second text icon there. I already have this somewhere, so I'm only going to copy and paste. I have just pasted it. Let me increase the size of what I just pasted. It's currently at 17.5. I can actually make it 30. Before increasing, you have to copy all the typed letters or words. It all depends on you, whatever font you want to use. The types of wave now. Let me add more slides to it. So I want to include types of wave here. Types of wave. Increase the thickness by doing that. can see I just copied and pasted it there. Let me increase the font size. So now I have about 4 slides. The first one is wave as a topic. The second slide, the outline of what I'll be discussing in that topic. The third slide is definition of wave. And the fourth slide is types of wave. So these are the things you would be presenting. And the last slide would be examples of each types of wave. So let me add it. I'll increase the thickness here. So I'm actually pasting and formatting it at the same time. I am done with each of the subtopics. So let's take a good look at it from the beginning. The first one is wave. The second one is the outline. That's subtopics of what I'll be discussing under wave. Then the third slide has the definition of wave. The first one has types of wave. And the fifth slide has examples of wave. Now under mechanical wave, I gave the examples there. Under electromagnetic wave, I gave the examples there. So it is as easy as that. Let me make this work more unique. It's supposed to be a column here. So always go back to your work. Go through your work first and confirm that it is exactly how you want it to look like before having any class. Please take note of that. So that is that. Now, if you want to start your presentation, you can click on this icon and you'll see stuff like present on this device, present in a meeting. So currently you're using your device to present, then you click on present on this device. Let me show you how I present. I will actually move it to the first slide. Now, when your students comes online, all you do is today I'll be discussing wave. Now, under wave, we're talking about the definition of wave, types of wave, examples of wave. Use your hand to move to the next slide. Now, on the next slide, it has a definition. This makes your work easy. Okay, you're passing the information, and the student is also saying what you're showing. You can even add diagrams to this. Now, this is the definition of wave. You say what you want to say. When you're done with that, you move to the next slide. Types of wave, mechanical wave, and electromagnetic wave. Now, make it brief, make it short. After this, you can now discuss it. Okay, mechanical wave is a type of wave that requires a material medium for the propagation, while electromagnetic wave is a type of wave that do not require a material medium for its propagation. You can use diagrams to do a brief illustration of what you just said. Then, examples of wave, you have mechanical wave, and the examples are sound wave, water wave. Electromagnetic wave includes radio wave, infrared ray, visible light ray, ultraviolet ray, X-ray, microwave, and gamma ray. So that is just how it works. So this slide helps your class to go smoothly. Zoho Presentation Maker is not different from Google Slides. It's just that there are two different applications doing the same thing. So I have downloaded it already, but if you don't have it, you can use your Play Store or App Store to get it. Now this is the icon. So I'm going to click on it and it would open. So the next thing to do now is to start preparing your slides. I've not used this to prepare any slides, that's why it is blank. Okay, let me just click on the plus icon and white paper. I prefer using white paper, but this one comes with different templates to work with here. So you can actually make use of any of the templates here, depending on what you want to do. So I'll be doing exactly what I did there. So I'll be discussing wave here. So let me use wave as a topic. Then after that, can let me delete this other text element out of it. Don't forget that you can increase the size. I'm working on the font size. So initially it was 44. Let me increase it to make it bigger. Since that's the only thing that will be in that slide, it can be as big as you want. Weave. I'm done with that. Then you add another slide to it. So let me use this, just like I did in the previous tool, that is Google Slide. There's nothing different about it. It's just the same thing, different application. So I'll go back to my WhatsApp where I drafted those things. I did not add title here in the previous slide, so I don't want to add it here. But this is the outline of what I want to discuss here. Definition of wave. Then the next one is types of wave. We have examples of each. I'm sure you will not have issues with this because we have talked more of it in the previous slides. Let me format it. So I'm done with that, the first slide, the second slide. So I need the third slide now. In the third slide, I'll be adding the third one, which is definition of wave. Definition. So that's for definition of wave. Let me add the short notes I prepared on that. It's just similar to what I did earlier, copying and pasting at the same time. The default text was in colored, not black. You can leave it like this if you want to, but if you don't want to, you can change it to black. Let me increase the font size here. That's that. It's very, very easy. And I'll be adding the second note on it, types of wave, so plus another element, text element, sorry. And you have to double tap so that it would come up. The default text color was in the same color. I can actually leave it like this. If you want your work to be customized, you can actually leave it like this. Just increase the boldness so that your students would see what you're teaching. Okay, let me just make this one different by leaving it in this color. Then I will increase the size of its So you can see how it is. I'm using my outline here to get what I'll be adding in the next slide. So examples of each. Now I'm done. The same elements you had in the previous tool, which is Google Slide, is also here. For example, this plus icon is to add elements, undo, redo, and so on and so forth. You can click on this if you want to share it. Then I think this one even has more. I'm saying animate here and review. So let me play to see exactly what I have done. Starting from the first slide, this is its wave, the outline of what I'll be discussing on that wave. Okay, this is school. So this is school, and that is it. It is very easy. And the next thing to do is to give it a title. Please always give your slide titles so that you can differentiate it from another slide. So let me title this wave slide. So you can see it's there. It's very, very okay. So whenever you click on Zoho Presentation Maker, to just take you to your folders. You click on this icon to share it. Okay, you download the presentation, you share slides as an image on your device, or you invite somebody to also have access to this slide. It is as easy as that. You can see my slide here. That's a folder. So if I want to present, I'll just click on this and I start presenting. When you're done with each slide, you use your hand to move it to the next slide.